Hello race fans and welcome to the Gravity Chaos Rallycross event. We are ready for the first and second groups, and my name is Aaron Tate.
And this is Richard Gere. And race fans, we're here at the Eagle's Nest, but let's take you through some of the changes to the course. For the Gravity Chaos Rallycross event, we will have 6 checkpoints. Now, you were just looking at checkpoint number 1. This is checkpoint number 2. The cars, if they were to crash out, have to get past these checkpoints in order to score points. And now they divide in 2. On the right side, the main lane, and on the left side is the Joker lane, and here is checkpoint number 3. As they make their way now on crisscross, the main lane, checkpoint number 4, is right here as they enter the S-turn. Now for the Joker lane, as they exit the Flinthead Tunnel, they make a sharp right turn, and their checkpoint number 4 is at the exit. That is Spoolhead's right-hand turn. We'll get into that in just a little bit because some great modifications have been made there. Here at the end of the runway is checkpoint number 5. They go around the big U, and before they go under the train bridge, as they enter the Scrambler, is checkpoint number 6. As you cross each checkpoint, your score will go up from 1 all the way to 6.
Now, first place, they will add an additional 6. 4 points for second, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth place.
There's just one more thing to add, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll keep it straight for you. Cars that make it all the way through the Joker lane receive an extra point.
Let's meet the drivers. The number 1 seed from Chase Family Racing is Scott Spogan, driving that 98 Subaru Impreza.
Look at that front to rear weight distribution. He's very aft heavy.
And the 25 seed from the UK are the Essex boys, and Strike is driving that Audi Sport Quattro.
Now you see his weight distribution, that was 50-50.
The number 9 seed from Stupid Fish Racing, Slick Kitty is driving a 68 Mercury Cougar. And finally, the number 17 seed from Dubious Diecast is Mr. Dark, and he's also driving a Mercury Cougar. And he's got a coffin.
Well, he had a coffin. He's in his car now. There are lanes 1 through 4. Skux Bogan is in lane 1. And of course on the outside is Mr. Dark, and they are off. Race number 1 is underway. Oh, Mr. Dark has already flipped over. I wonder if he made it past checkpoint 1, and the other Mercury Cougar is blasting along. Now that is Slick Kitty, but it is Skux Bogan making his way through the S-turns, and here comes Slick Kitty on the right-hand side and pulls out ahead. Down runway 3 and around the big U, Slick Kitty is extending that lead. On the Scrambler, she spins around but takes the first place. Second place is going to go to Skux Bogan. Nice time, 25.
Let's go to the instant replay. Are you tracking? Dubious Diecast on the right-hand side of the screen doesn't get very far, but he does make it past the first checkpoint. Watch again here. He noses it in and flips the car over quickly. Now here we see Strike come into the wall just hard enough that he gets past. Very unfortunate stop on his part, but he collects 2 points. And now it's a drag race down the runway, and Slick Kitty takes the win. Now let's run through race 1 results. The first column, in red, is the final score, and Slick Kitty takes first place and gets 6 points. The second column are the checkpoints, and Skux and Slick Kitty passed all 6. Now Slick Kitty was in the Joker lane, and that's why she gets 1 more and leads with 13.
All right, very good. Now race number 2, and I got to make sure and describe to you folks out there in the audience about our new Spoolhead's sharp right turn coming out of the Joker lane. But this is race 2. All 4 cars are looking good. Look at the way Strike has surged into the lead. He's down the Joker lane, and there is Slick Kitty also in the Joker lane, but it's Skux Bogan who has the lead on the main lanes. Oh, Mr. Dark, I think something happened to him, and here comes Slick Kitty once again, pulling down the right-hand side, taking the lead again. Skux Bogan is in second place. Whoa, nicely done, and Slick Kitty is going to take first. Second place will go to Skux Bogan, and Strike takes third.
Let's go back once again to the instant replay. Watch Mr. Dark on the right-hand side as he spins around almost a 360. It wasn't an easy one for Skux Bogan either, but he's got the nose forward and makes it over the train jump. But now Mr. Dark loses control on the bridge and falls down onto the train tracks. Thank goodness the train was not running. Meanwhile, there we see Slick Kitty pull out in the lead, and the drivers continue around the big U and file in 1, 2, and 3. There's a first place finish for Kitty, 6 more checkpoints and a Joker lane. She's up to 26. Skux Bogan has 20. Strike now has 11. And Mr. Dark went past the third checkpoint, and he now has 4.
It's time now. They're ready for race number 3. This time, it will be Strike and Skux in the Joker lane. And on the outside, In lane 1 and 2 is Slick Kitty and Mr. Dark. Let's make sure Mr. Dark's got a good start. Slick Kitty's got the lead. Here comes Scott Spogan on the inside to challenge. And now Mr. Dark overdrifts a bit, but oh, well, that was a nice recovery, and he's first over the train jump and around the S-turns. I don't see the others yet. That's nice. You gotta like this because Mr. Dark has struggled through the first 2 races, not able to finish. How's he gonna do on the scrambler? And he flips over but comes through for first. Scux will be in second, Slick Kitty in third, and here comes Strike in fourth.
We begin on the Mesa Butte, and here comes Mr. Dark sliding. He's flying in and overdrifting some. It was quite an exchange between him and Slick Kitty, and he benefits and is able to pull on ahead. There is Strike. He's pulling up the rear after having some trouble on the landing. And here he comes. Now, he was unable to catch the other 3. And as we wrap up the 3rd race, Slick Kitty has to settle for 3rd place, but all 4 drivers pass all 6 checkpoints, and Strike, Scott Spogan get an extra point for taking the Joker lane. Slick Kitty has the lead with 34.
This is race 4, the final race for this first group. Now on the outside, we have Strike. Scott Spogan is closest to us. You know, Aaron,
Yeah.
do you know what Scux means?
Nope.
Well, a Scux is like someone who is stylish or confident or good-looking, and they got a cool attitude, and it's slang in New Zealand.
I didn't know New Zealand had slang.
What about a bogan? What do you think a bogan is?
The opposite of a Scots.
That's a good guess. Well, it's kind of like we think of in America as a second-class citizen. You know, that's a good race going on. You know, like we would think of them as unrefined and not sophisticated. They're second class. Hey, where is Strike?
It's your job to figure that out, Richard.
Well, now it's your job to explain it.
Oh, well, all right. All right, here on the instant replay, you see Slick Kitty in the main lane with the lead, but Strike gets spun around after hitting the wall. Now watch here as Strike goes over the jump, and he gets stuck up on the rail, and from this point here, he spins out underneath the tunnel. Now he will collect 4 points because he did pass checkpoint number 4. Slick Kitty has the lead down the runway, but watch Scott Spogan come in and try to challenge Mr. Dark for second place. Slick Kitty has looked very impressive today, finishing all the races, and is in the lead with 46. Scott Spogan has 40. Strike, although he did not finish, adds 4 more and has 23, and Mr. Dark climbed his way up with 27.
Don't go too far. After this commercial break is Group 2. We want to give a big thank you to our friends at Spoolheads Racing. Aaron and I are just so impressed with how they came in and constructed this gorgeous high bank, sharp right turn, 3D printed. It's a very vital part of the track in the Joker lane, and the cars are able to navigate through here much more smoothly. The second half of our Round 1 competition, Group 2, is about to begin.
And first up, the number 2 seed from Hot Nuts Diecast, Craigster Sr. is driving that 87 Ford Sierra Cosworth. He's got a front to rear weight distribution of 40-60. The 26 seed from G-Force Racing is Giorgio. He's in an 87 Audi Quattro. You're looking at the number 10 seed, Milestone Diecast. Dusty Miles is driving that 2024 Honda Civic Type R. And finally, in lane 4, from Arlo Racing, the number 18 seed, Arlo is driving a 68 Mercury Cougar.
Well, and race fans, I was just thinking about this. If you're wondering why we were delayed a week in starting the race, you may have noticed there's some fresh snow on the ground. And here we go with race 1. And they're off. The green light. It looks like a great start by Giorgio. Oh my goodness. And a huge crash by Craigster Sr. as Giorgio is pulling out quickly. He's spinning around, but he's got his composure, and Arlo is back now right behind Dusty Miles. Here they come around the turn, and Dusty Miles pulls out the lead. Oh, Arlo spins around. Well, now everyone is spun around, and the race has slowed down significantly. Dusty Miles is first on the scrambler, and he'll come through. Ooh, in first place. Arlo takes second as Giorgio crashes out.
Watch Craigster Sr. in lane 1 as he flips into the second lane. He does get past the first checkpoint. That was a spectacular crash. And here we see just how well Arlo was able to recover as he's back in the scene after having some trouble through the snow. Both rocket around the sharp right turn, but then Arlo loses control. Now he is able to recover, and he does take advantage of a slip-up by Giorgio. The first race shows Dusty Miles taking the win with 6. Now 3 of the drivers collected 6 checkpoints. Craigster Sr. does get 1, and Dusty and Arlo have the Joker Lane bonus. Dusty leads with 13.
Well, the drivers are lined up for race number 2. Arlo is on the outside lane in lane 1. And Dusty Miles is now closest to us. Dusty and Giorgio are in the bonus lane, or the Joker lane, and there's a great start. Look at how even the competition is as Giorgio squirts out in the lead. He's got the lead going down the Joker lane, and nice job by Craigster Sr. holding off Arlo. Smoothly around the S-turns, but here comes Giorgio, and Giorgio's going to pull out in the lead. Here comes Dusty Miles right on the heels, and now that pushes Craigster Sr. forward. Giorgio will take the win, followed by Craigster Sr., Dusty Miles, and Arlo in 4th.
Craigster Sr. and that Ford Sierra Cosworth comes sliding in on the inside. He holds the inside line and just manages to hold off Arlo, both of them with great drifting. Now they come around, but look at the speed of Giorgio. He and Dusty Miles holding on the right side of the runway, just about pass Craigster Sr. as they approach the Big U. The second race shows that all the drivers finished, and Giorgio takes the win with 6. Looking at the blue column, they all get 6 points for crossing the checkpoints, and Dusty Miles and Giorgio get their bonus point.
That was one very competitive race, and actually both of them were. Race 3 is about to begin. Lights are now yellow flashing, and there's the green light. A good start by Giorgio. He's off and running, but Arlo has the lead. He's in lane 2, and now on the drift turn, just a little, oh no, he's overdrifted. And meanwhile, Giorgio comes around with Craigster Sr. right on his tail. Oh no! And now Giorgio's flipped over. It looked like Craigster Sr. was stuck behind him. Is this going to be... No, I think I saw Arlo in the background. And Dusty Miles takes the win. Here comes Arlo, and he'll take second place. Very, very important.
Well, race fans, Arlo had a wonderful journey through the snow section, and here you see him drifting in. But that is the problem when you overdrift. You could get stuck. Credit goes to Arlo for regaining his composure. Now let's watch the Joker lane, and Giorgio rides high around the sharp right turn. Remember, Craigster Sr. was pushing him right from behind. They get stuck on runway 3. And that leaves Dusty Miles with the win. Arlo takes second place. That will give him 4 more points. Now the other 2 drivers, Craigster Sr. and Giorgio, they did manage to cross checkpoint number 4 and get off of the Joker lane, so they will get a 1-point bonus. But the leader is Dusty Miles with 34.
This is the final race of group number 2. Race fans, Giorgio, Dusty Miles, Arlo, and Craigster Sr. closest to the camera. There's the green light. A good start by Arlo, and oh wow, Craigster Sr. a violent accident. And now I don't see Giorgio either. He must have gotten stuck in the snow, and now Dusty Miles gets turned around after the drift turn, and Arlo is just riding free. He's looking very fast. Around the Big U he goes. Oh, a little bit of trouble down the scrambler, but he comes through. Look at that, 23 time. If he would have had a smooth finish, he may have dipped it down into 22. And there we have Craigster Sr. I don't know if he collected a point, and Giorgio is there. We see he has collected a point.
Well, Craigster Sr. closest to us had a slow start, and he nosed it right over. Wow. He hits the pole of checkpoint number 1, and I think that's enough to give him a point. And Giorgio, we saw him have some trouble in the snow as well. Coming in very hot was Dusty Miles, and you see where that slowed him up a great deal. Arlo, in the meantime, takes Spoolhead's corner beautifully and just rockets down runway 3. He's going to pull out the victory and take 6 more points. So that gives Arlo 13 more and brings his score up to 41. With 44 points, Dusty Miles adds 10 more with a second place finish. Craigster Sr. has 17 and Giorgio with 25.
Okay, folks, well, what an exciting day of racing. A lot of ups and downs for the drivers. And here are the 8 scores of the first 8 drivers in round 1. Now they are from highest to lowest going across, because once we populate this with all 32 drivers, the groupings for round 2 will be set, and the top 4 scoring cars will have to face each other.
Are you tracking?